The 1940s. It was a different time, a different era of weightlifting, where exercises not only helped build muscle, they could also kill you. Today, two buff dudes from the modern era will be going through these exercises so you don't have to. Wish them luck.
I'm a little nervous, I have to be honest. Some of these exercises look a little scary and maybe compromising. A few weeks back, someone suggested that we should do this, a workout from the 1940s, so we picked up a magazine from that era, and sure enough, here we are. It was a very interesting read, tell you that much. And we found quite a few exercises that were very unique for the time, so we're gonna be trying those out. So we're beginning with the alternating curl, and a little bit like a crucifix that you'll see on a cable machine, except this one doesn't offer nearly as much resistance. It's all tendon based. This looks pretty interesting. I'm actually kind of scared to try this one. You should be scared. Just let you do it. I know, I'm in quite a bit of pain actually. I think you're gonna probably have some tendinitis after this one. Great, more. Well, it doesn't even work against grab. I mean, when this is the resistance, you know, your arm's pulling it up, but here, it's like, once you kind of reach past that point, the tendon is kind of under all the stress, and I mean, the bicep isn't really pulling on anything. I mean, it's kind of just, as they used to say back in the day, no pain, no gain, so they took that to heart. So this one, probably not a good idea. Definitely doesn't focus on the muscle and a lot of pain. So this is the deep knee bend, and it is a leg-based exercise. It's essentially a squat, pulling the dumbbells up to the shoulders, and you're squatting down, but what's happening is you're going on the balls of your feet with a completely upright torso. And you're pushing straight up. Oh. I hear some snap, crackle, popping going on. He's snapping and I'm crackling, so. And we're doing like an orchestra of pops and cracks. Yes. Definitely a lot of stress in the quads and the knees. These ones are actually seem somewhat comfortable. I mean, I know we're not going really heavy with it, but just getting in that position, it doesn't seem that bad. But obviously if you went really heavy with it, immediately you would feel a lot of the stress on the knee joint. It's taken a majority of the weight, and yeah, it's probably why they switched it up to obviously pushing through the midfoot and actual squat. The deep knee bend, probably is the reason why you don't see that anymore. We have a lot of ACL injuries going on. You went from tearing your tendon in your arm in your last exercise to possibly blowing your knee up. Yeah, pick your poison.
And now, time for some actual fitness advice from the 1940s. Fruits, in various forms such as fruit pie, ice cream, custards, and more, will help you build strength and muscle. Weight training men have splendid appetites and can digest most anything.
So the next exercise we have is the Goose Step. And you heard that right, the Goose Step. Now, if you know anything about history, then you're probably gonna know what this is from. And it's something that I don't really feel comfortable in joining in on.
Yeah, so today you'll work the fascia of the muscle, and it turns out in the 1940s they worked their fascist muscles.
I mean, with this, you're working the hip flexors, bring your legs up, maybe a little bit of the abdominals, kind of bring your leg and your rectus femoris, but I don't know what the barbell's for necessarily, because it doesn't really add a lot other than maybe some balance issues.
And you know, a part of me is actually very sad because all it's gonna take is one evil dictator to make the lunge part of their military march, and then lunges are gonna be off the table too.
Those soldiers will have some beefy asses. Let's how much they're doing lunges on them for
exactly. Little known, Mussolini, this is what his army did. You know what's crazy? Of all the exercises on this list, this is the only one you'll still see in gyms all across the world. It's the shadow boxing.
I mean, I give it one thing, it doesn't hurt doing this, which is nice.
It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't really do anything either.
No.
Because the thing is, with punching, typically, you're gonna have a lot of leg, hip drive. The fist is basically the ball at the end of the chain, so really all this is doing is making it so when you're a boxer and you do that all the time, your hands would go maybe a good uppercut, I don't know.
But I tell you one thing, in the supinated grip, you do feel a little bit more in your bicep, so I guess that's one benefit. And maybe a little bit in the front delt too. So yeah, like you said, 1940s, 2020, not a lot's changed.
Oh yeah, oh God, I'm gonna so out-rep you right now. And now, more fitness advice from the 1940s. Men with larger, deeper chests are healthiest.
So this next exercise is the barbell swings for obvious reasons. As you can see, pretty wide stance and taking a barbell swinging from side to side. A lot of twisting, obviously a lot of shoulders in there too. And it looks kind of like an acrobatic type of movement. I mean, you know, I don't really know the benefits of it. Maybe increase your golf swing or something like that, but this is one of those unique exercises from the 40s that you really just don't see nowadays. Probably for obvious reasons, because you know, you're taking it pretty light, I'm sure it's still tough, but you take it any heavier and damn, you can probably do a lot of spinal damage. You know, that's a hard thing when you put your spine in a compromised position. You know, that's why you should always be very stable and make sure, you know, the structure is good to go rather than...
I feel like I'm on the edge of some spinal damage, so that's kind of why I stopped. But it does feel like maybe it had its origins in the big top with the trapeze artist. It feels very acrobatic. It almost feels like it was built for maybe if someone's coming at you, you're swinging them to their next partner or performer. Since a lot of strongmen started in the circus, maybe that's where this one had its origins.
It could be, yeah. So the next exercise is the wrestler's bridge with press. Oh yeah, here's the bridge. Gotta grab the dumbbells. God, I feel like a contortionist right now. And then you're pressing in this position here. A lot of stress on the neck, your cervical spine there, which obviously can be very dangerous. And of course you're adding a press, and as the weight comes down, that's adding more pressure to your neck.
No, we don't need it sent this way. Okay. I was actually on the line with the ambulance. He made it out okay, so
yeah.
How would you rate this one, Brendan?
I would say never try this exercise ever. Like I said, wrestlers' bridges, that's a real exercise. A lot of wrestlers use it. Obviously, you're in that position a lot. So if your coach recommends something like that, hey, that's under your discretion. But adding the pressing and weight to that motion is only going to add a lot more stress to your neck, and that is very, very dangerous. So
I felt like it was one of those things where it's like someone tried to add two flavors, like chocolate and peanut butter, so they tried to do the wrestler's bridge with the bench press, because they're like, ooh, that would only make it better. It doesn't, it makes it worse.
And now, more fitness facts from the 1940s. The muscles of the lower back are very important. They impart strength and vital power to the man, improve his vitality and sexual power.
So this next one is a rope jumping movement. So you're doing the jumping rope movement minus the jump rope.
With the added benefit of after each rep, it's slamming violently onto your spine and traps.
Yeah, I would call this a spine compression exercise for sure. It's probably not the best. And also, there's probably a lot of calves though, I would imagine.
I feel it in my calves.
Yeah, that might be good.
I also understand why everyone was 5'3" back in the 40s, because they were doing the rope jumping movement and compressing their bodies.
Oh, what's this one called? This is the fuck me ups.
Welcome to the first Buff Dudes cardio workout class.
Oh yeah. Oh.
There's a reason why it's just me and Brandon. Everyone else is dead. Everyone saw these movements and they're like, fuck that.
Yeah, this is the bending and twisting exercise. And it's kind of like a stiff leg deadlift in a way, where your legs are locked out. Your back is extremely bent, and you're going from side to side, so you're...
I gotta say, something about keeping your legs locked and bending really far to the left and right just really doesn't feel that good to me.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably a pretty high up on the dangerous scale. Damn near broke the thing off.
I broke something off.
So here is the press while turning. I think a lot of these names are pretty much just self-explanatory. They just saw the movement and they named it accordingly.
I feel this is the one in the gym when you want to kind of alert everyone to what you're doing. You're like, okay everyone,
Yeah.
I'm pressing.
Excuse me.
These twisting movements are really getting to me.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of it. I think your back's probably gonna be maybe a little sore the next day. Those sacks are in some peculiar positions.
They're always in a peculiar position.
That's true, but
now more so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now this is cardio.
Who needs a treadmill?
Kind of hurts my shoulders and arms. It kind of feels the weight just pulling on it like crazy. And my neck. Ugh.
If we lived in the 1940s, we'd be bitches. All we do is complain about everything.
Well, that was it. That was the last exercise, the running while holding dumbbells or something. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it's running in place, holding dumbbells, and it doesn't really do a lot. So, other than compress your spine and pull on your shoulders and neck.
We experience a lot of spinal compression, some sack squishage in our spine, some pulled traps, a little bit of neck damage, tendonitis, and
ACL recovery and blown out knees replacement, all that kind of good stuff.
all in all, I'd say it was a pretty good workout.
Yeah, I think we're actually going to continue this for the future. Let us know if you want to see another era, maybe the 1950s, because we can cover the full evolution leading up to now.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that happened. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time,
Stay buff.
And now for the final and possibly most important fitness fact from the 1940s. The neck is the most conspicuous part of the body when clothed. It is the easiest to develop of all the muscles, but the first to show signs of age. To be thin and scrawny if you are on the thin side. To be fat with a long list of double chins if you are greatly overweight. Your condition is shown to all who observe you by your neck more than any other part.